Fiction Podcast, where we chat about all things Christian fiction. I'm your host, author, and insatiable reader, Shatona Havoc. And guys, we have with us one of my favorite people, Kari Trumbo. I just got to see her not that long ago. It's what, 2 months now? Yeah. It's not been that long. And now I get to talk to her. And I get to talk to her about my favorite thing, books, and what my favorite books, mystery. So welcome, Kari. It's good to chat with you. For 20 minutes. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing really good. It's good to be with you. It was good to see you back in June.
Yes. I got to go, guys. I got to go where there's chlorophyll. It's so cool. You go outside and it's green. It's actually green. It's so cool. I mean, we have beautiful blue skies here in the desert. We do. But that green stuff, we don't have much of that.
Well, with 10,000 lakes, we got lots of green.
All the greenness. Yeah. So, I go there and I soak it all up and I try to make it last a year or two. Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could absorb the chlorophyll through the pages of a book, like the residual. You would think that maybe that's why I like physical books so much. Maybe I really do get some.
Maybe.
Who knew? Anyway, lots of fun. Did you know that there are trace elements of cobalt in grass? I just learned that today.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. Cows' stomachs do something with the trace elements of cobalt in grass, and it turns into vitamin B12. Who knew?
Lovely.
Just in case you ever need this little bit of knowledge, you have it now. So, okay, you have a book out. Guys, this gal wrote, it's almost like she said, you know what? I'm going to write a book for Shatona. I'm going to do a mystery, and I'm going to leave out the romance. And I'm like, I love you.
Well, this is my first foray into a book with completely no romance.
I'm so excited. I can't stand it. Pepper Basham did that for me. She actually wrote a book that did kissing in a totally different way. It was like, it's like almost not on the page at all. It's more like alluded to and everything. And I was like, oh, you're so sweet. And now Kari wrote me a book. She didn't know it, but she did. So cool. Okay, but this is connected, this book, Beneath Still Waters, it is connected to another series, right?
Correct. This is connected to the Wayside Ranch series. The main character, Ferd Kincade, her name is short for Delferdia, is the I know, right? Poor thing. But she's the half-sister of Connor Kincade, who owns Wayside Ranch.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, guys, if you haven't read Wayside Ranch, I'm not going to say stop this and go read it, but I am going to say when we're done here, just go read it, okay? All right, anyway. So, but this way we get mystery and we get Ferd and all the things. So what are we going to see first in this series? What's this series going to be?
So this series really focuses on the meaning of the word home. How do we find that specific place where we just relax and feel comfortable and are ourselves? Ferd grew up believing that her father was dead. Her mother lied to her because she was the product of an affair. Ooh. So she did not know that her father was alive. And then she found letters that included his name and his address, and she wrote to him. And this is all in Wayside Ranch, so I won't say too much because I don't want to give away spoilers, but this is how we meet Ferd. But because of this, she has struggled with belonging for her entire life. Even once she's come to Wayside Ranch, which happens in between the two series, between Wayside Ranch and the Wayside Files, she has worked to discover who she is and where she belongs. And she believes that that is not actually at Wayside Ranch. She's taken a job with the Cody Police Department, and she got shot, and she is now home recovering from that gunshot wound, where she kind of gets roped into a mystery. So that is where the beginning of the story starts.
I love it. I love it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So for this series, is she going to be like staying in this area and because reasons, or will we see her going back to her other police department?
So that is sort of up in the air.
I love it. Oh, you just made my day. Anyway.
I will say that she is back in Piper's Ridge, which is where Wayside is, for book 2. That's as much as I will say.
Oh, okay. Well, see, okay, guys, I am very much a solid pantser. I put a spine to, into my pants, if you will. But sometimes that spine gets some very severe scoliosis and does not go the way that I had planned. So that is a really bad word picture of how I write. So when someone says, well, that hasn't been decided, that just makes my heart sing, because so many authors I talk to have a 12-book series planned and they know exactly what's going to happen in every book. And I'm just like, how do you know this?
I don't. I don't. I wish that was me, but that has never been me. I am a pantser like you, and I know that the series is going to have at least 3 books. I know that by the end of the book that I'm writing, which is Contract to Kill, this book 2, it will be decided where Ferd is. I know that much, but beyond that, I don't know.
I love it. I love it. Okay. And will the series remain romance free? Or, I mean, it feels like it's going to have to lean that way eventually, but am I wrong?
I'm leaving it as unknown, but I suspect that it will eventually include romance, because my initial feeling about this series was kind of like, those 80s sitcoms like Scarecrow and Mrs. King.
Yes.
Yes, that was kind of my feeling when I started this series.
I love it. My husband and I just rewatched all those. And oh my goodness, they're so much fun. I mean, they're utterly ridiculous.
Right.
Yes, but they're fun.
Yes. And see, I grew up watching Murder, She Wrote and Scarecrow and
Yes.
Mrs. King, and I loved them. And I'm like, why can't I just write a series like that?
Yes. Oh, and you're not dead set on only 3 books, right?
No, this will last as long as readers love Ferd. If people stop reading Ferd, then I will stop writing her.
All right, guys, here's the deal. If you like mystery, and I happen to love mystery, so if you like me, read these books. We want more. Give me all the more. Anyway.
I feel like in Christian fiction, we do tend to focus on the romance. Like, it's hard to find mysteries without romance in them, or romantic suspense obviously has romance in it, but even suspense without it, it's almost like you have to look to thriller to get no romance. And sometimes you don't want the full thriller experience. You want just a suspense. And so,
Right.
And not that I don't love romance. I have read romance since I was literally 12 years old. But I feel like it was missing in Christian fiction.
Yeah. And there are people that are constantly asking for it.
Yes.
Constantly. And so now I'm like, hey, oh, you want that? I got it for you. I got it. Here you go. I'm so excited. I'm going to be stalking the avid readers of Christian fiction forum, just waiting for someone to ask so I can go, oh, go here. Yeah, I do that, guys. I do that. I know. But I when I run across an author who has something that people are always asking for, and there's not a lot of that out there, it's like a compulsion. I've got to, like, hey, that thing you were looking for, I found it.
Yes.
So who is Ferd? I mean, obviously we know about her past, but what is she like? Is she quirky? Is she quiet? Is she, feisty? I mean, who is she?
So Ferd she has a bit of a dry sense of humor, but she does have a sense of humor. She's very snarky in her head, but it rarely comes out. So we get a lot of these little, the italics, the little snippets in her head, her little thought bubbles that she won't ever actually say. And I laugh as I'm writing her. She is 24 years old, fresh on the workforce, not really sure of who she is quite yet. Your average 24-year-old who's just trying to find their footing. And she's fun. She's so much fun to write because she's kind of impetuous too, because 24 years old.
Right, because 24. I love it. Oh goodness. Oh boy. Okay, so then also, so we have this gal who has this broken sense of home and needs to have that all fixed. And I'm sure that has something to do with what we'll see faith-wise, but what will we see faith-wise?
She is a woman of faith. She does pray. She does there's not a lot of church scenes, but you can tell from the way that she acts and the way that she talks that she is very much a believer. That isn't so much the home that she's looking for. She's looking for an earthly place of belonging.
Right.
Like the whole
And
thing.
will she see eventually that tie in that our heavenly home is the earthly one is the reflection? I mean, we're going to eventually see that.
Eventually she will pick a place that she feels is home, and I suspect that it will largely have a reflection of like her church home and her faith home. And like because I am a believer, and I do believe that the place where you do feel the most comfortable is in that spiritual place, like, you know,
Right.
whether it is your prayer closet or your room or wherever you do you're seeking. I think that that's mainly what she needs to find. But right now she's looking for the wrong thing. She's looking for it
Yeah.
from a human or from a town or from a home or her cabin, or, you know, these things that can be taken away.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
a matter of finding something that can't be taken from her, because her father was taken from her as a child, and then she was moved from where she grew up back to Wayside, and she never felt like she fit in. So this is just a very, very, very deep longing for her to find something that won't be taken away.
And it's funny because she has it. She just doesn't seem to realize it.
Right. Exactly.
And how often do we do that?
Right?
I mean, we do. We know the truth. Our heads know it. Our hearts think they know it. But until we embrace it, our hearts are lying to us because we
Yeah.
really don't know what we think we know.
Well, and I do think that also harken. I mean, how often do we as humans look to our own fathers and compare, even though we don't mean to our
Right.
heavenly Father? Because what other example do we have physically in our life?
Exactly.
And even though her father now is very supportive and very loving, there was still a huge hole in her life.
Right. Yeah. Well, because regardless of whether he had anything to do with it or not, and I don't know because I haven't read it yet because I don't let myself, because spoilers. But anyway, even that, it doesn't matter. She's going to feel abandoned by him.
Yes.
Whether he actually abandoned her or not doesn't matter. It's going to feel abandoned. I've known people that didn't know their father. The mother wouldn't let them, wouldn't tell them, didn't tell the father. They knew nothing, and they always felt abandoned, even though that dad didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know. How can he? You know, and it's sad because it's a lie, but the feelings are real.
Exactly. And that's very similar to this situation. He didn't even know he had a child. She left before she even showed signs of pregnancy. So Ferd showing up on his doorstep, or actually writing that letter, was a huge shock to him too.
Oh yeah, and can you imagine? Can you imagine getting that letter? I mean, it's like, hi, guess what?
You have
That
an
would be
18-year-old
so
daughter.
horrible and wonderful at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have, I mean, oh my goodness, just the father aspect alone. I mean, I had a great father. He was not a perfect man by any stretch. I'm not going to pretend that he was. People who knew me as a kid assumed I came from a terrible home. I did not. But my dad was a drunk, you know, and he was never abusive, so it wasn't that kind of drunk, but it doesn't matter. He was a drunk. He was a like Bible scholar. Nobody understood that, because if you're a drunk, you clearly don't read the Bible, right? I
Right.
mean, that's just how people did it. But he was also, and I'm a lot like him actually, but he was also very reserved, very matter of fact, very, this is how it is. And so you don't approach him unless you have a question and you're ready to sit and listen and keep your mouth shut. You know, I mean, that's how dad was. And there was nothing wrong with him being that way.
Mm-hmm.
However, I used to mock the idea that everybody, and it's not everybody I know, but I'm talking in generalities, mock the idea that everybody sees God as they saw their father, until the day I realized that the reason I struggled so much with prayer is that I show up and then I shut my mouth and wait.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't work that way. When you're getting to know people, you can't just show up and sit down, shut up, and expect them to know you. And I mean, this is different. God knows me anyway, but I don't know me like he knows me, and I'm not going to if I don't interact.
Right.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It is. It is. And the life that we live affects how we relate to God and to the Holy Spirit, and just our whole interaction with faith in general.
It's amazing, isn't it? It just, it's so cool. So cool. So are we going to see any of her dad in this series?
Yeah, he lives right on the ranch with her.
Okay, because I gotta say, and I was hoping that I was catching the elements correctly, so I was. All right, so all the things. It took me a bit. I had to make sure that I had it right. So now that I know I got it right, I love the fact there is something so extra. So you want to talk about romance? This is Shatona's Anne Shirley style romance. Anne Shirley saw romance as in the beauty of life and things, and not just necessarily man and woman finally figuring out that they're perfect for each other, right?
Yes.
So father-daughter romance, guys, work with me here. I told you what I meant.
Yes.
But when you have a father who is just meeting his daughter, there's even something extra special about it being a daughter, and getting to know her and allowing himself to love her, because a lot of fathers have trouble once their daughters get over a certain age showing that love and affection, because it can look odd to outsiders, and they don't want to jeopardize that relationship. And so what do? They jeopardize the relationship by pulling away. And I mean, it's like this big horrible circle. So then when you've got this dad who never had that at all, and trying to show that he does care and he does love her now that he knows he has someone to love, I mean, it's one of my favorite things.
I love it too. And it takes a long time to get there. Like I said, some of this stuff is handled in the other series, because there's a spin-off book called Operation Wayside where we meet Teddy's been a member of, obviously, of Wayside the whole time, but that is his story, where he goes back to meet Ferd, and he meets Gloria again, the woman that he had the affair with. And there is a lot that has to go, they have to go through in order to get to the end of that story. And again, I don't want to give away too much, but that was a whole story to write.
That would be a tough one to write.
Well, because it's dealing on a lot of things that are not okay to talk about in Christian fiction. You're talking about affairs, you're talking about the death of another spouse, a illegitimate child, all these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, and it's hard to write just emotionally. The book I wrote about adultery in the church was one of the hardest books, if not the hardest book. I think it was harder for me to write than about my grandson's electrocution.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I mean, let's face it, for Stephen, he was fine when I wrote it. He was walking and moving and jumping and, being a normal little, at that point, 4-year-old boy. Whereas, this other thing, how is this going to play out? I mean, is this wife going to be willing to forgive something that happened, years back? I don't know.
Right. And then there's the assumption that readers make, that you think that the whole church is like this. And I don't think readers should do that. Each story has a reason to be told. It's not like we are trying to shoehorn the entire group of Christianity into one story. Not at all.
No, but it teaches Christians that there are people who have lived through this,
yes,
and how we can respond and encourage and be Christ-like in that moment. Because every church I've ever gone to has had some sort of brokenness in it. Not every single family, but there has been brokenness in it.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I was just talking to Becca Kinzer about her First Love, Second Draft, I think is the name of it. Mm-hmm. She got a lot of flack because this couple 5 years ago divorced, and now it's their second chance story getting back together. And she got a lot of flack because they never should have divorced. Well, that might be true, but that's not the point. It happens.
Yeah.
So what can we do to make that better? Well, it's the same thing here. Adultery should never happen. I'm not pretending it doesn't, but you can't say that. I mean, if major Christian people that we recognize the name end up having to confess adultery to the world at large, you know that it's not just them. It's happening in the church. Actually, it's happening way more in the churches than we know, but it's not happening to everybody.
Right.
That's not true. But it doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And do we want to understand how to support these people who have been wronged and call to repentance those who have wronged? Or do we want to just pretend like life is perfect here and call God a liar? Because he didn't say it was.
Right. And I wonder if it doesn't harken back a little bit to sort of the original quote unquote Christian fiction that was very sanitized and very fluffy, for lack of a better word. And so people get to expect that this kind of thing isn't going to be in Christian fiction, when I think it honestly should be.
Yes.
Because it's a ministry.
Exactly. And the point isn't to glorify it. Nobody, if it comes off as this is no big deal, then we've got a problem.
Yes.
Okay. I totally understand why you would act like, if it doesn't affect people, if it doesn't call people to repentance, if you just kind of throw it in because reasons with no hint that there's anything wrong with adultery, then yeah, there's a problem with that book.
Yes.
But if we acknowledge that this is wrong, but it also happens, so how are we going to deal with this as Christians? What does the Bible say? That's a different animal.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
All right, now that I'm done preaching, and I hold a very traditional idea of women preaching, guys. So, and now that I'm done devoting, sorry, I have issues. Anyway, it's a very good thing I wasn't a man. Can I just say, this world would have been a mess with Shatona as a man. God knew what he was doing. Anyway, so characters. We have Ferd, and we have this detective, Duke Campose, and we have her father. Do we have some funky, quirky characters, human or otherwise? I mean, what's her name? Denise Colby has a chicken that is a rooster, actually, that is absolutely hilarious. So, I mean, do we have some fun little quirky?
Yes, I love small towns. I adore them. I grew up in a small town. I live in a small town right now. My most favorite character right now, though, is Maddie the mortician. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Lauren the Mortician on Instagram and on Facebook. She's this lovely young lady, and I think she might even be from Minnesota. And she has this glorious blonde hair with pink kind of highlights, and I stole that liberally for my book. And her just calm demeanor, like the way she can just state facts, but yet lovingly talk about death, I stole from, she is Lauren the Mortician, but I love her, and she's just funny, and she has little zingers, and I love her, and she's going to be in every book.
Oh my goodness, you just made my day. I love it so much. Maddie the Mortician with pink highlights. That's even better. Yes. There's this mother. She's actually a mother, very young woman. I think you know who I'm talking about. As soon as I get going, I'm pretty sure you'll pick it right up. I just can't remember her name. She does lots of funky makeup. She has piercings all over her face. She's just beautiful. She's just the most darling thing. She's got a little boy. She's now pregnant, and she talks a lot of sense. I mean, this is one sensible young lady. And one of the first times she went from just speaking just normally, I think she's Puerto Rican, just speaking in a normal American accent, and then went straight into Spanish accent, in speaking in English, very strong, and, to make a point. And I took it into my mom, and I'm like, you're not going to believe this. But there's something about her. She reminds me a lot of Denise. Carrie.
Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about, actually.
Right? I think her name starts with a J, and that's about all I've got. Sorry, lady, but you're really cool and I like you. I want to be you when I grow up. She just, there's something about what you're describing as Maddie the mortician that is almost like the counterpart, if you would, to this other young lady. She's just so sweet. I love her so much. And now I feel like I'm getting the pink hair version of the, you know, sort of goth, but not quite, but okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
kind of. She's a very, very girly girl, but just down to earth. And honestly, what I really wanted to portray from her was that death can be not scary. Like,
Yeah.
it's a human thing. It is a part of the human existence, albeit after the existence, but it's still there. And she just lays down the facts in a very calm, very strategic voice. It's very much like this. You could sit and listen to her for hours. And I loved it. I had to make her a character. And I do that with all respect because I love her.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go follow this mortician. Because I will, when I read this, and see, I've got to go watch a bunch right away so that I can actually start this tonight. But I could just see it. I mean, just like, oh, okay. Deep breath, deep breath. Okay, so this book just came out
Last week?
like the end of July, right?
Yes, July 31st.
I mean, like the end of July.
Yes.
And so when do you think we will see book 2?
It is scheduled for release end of September. And I hit the halfway point today in writing it. So it should release on time.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All good. All good. Okay, so she's dealing with cold cases in the next one. Guys, just saying. Oh, cold cases. Okay, so all right, so we've got our police gal recovering from a gunshot wound. Where does she get shot?
She gets shot in the thigh. She was in Cody.
Ouch.
Yeah, I know, right? So she has a pretty pronounced limp through most of book 1. And we find out that there's a little story behind her shooting. It's a secret she's keeping from her brother because her brother is extremely protective and she's worried that he will do something if he finds out who shot her.
Ooh. Da, da, da.
Right? But in the process of her physical therapy, where she is, running and doing all the things to get her strength back, this is where she meets Duke, but it's also where she meets Bailey, who happens to be a fisherman, and his boat is missing. Well, after a storm, and she and Duke are running together, they find Bailey's boat washed up on shore, and he happens to be inside, no longer with us.
Ooh.
So that is how she gets roped into this investigation, because she admits to Duke that she is a police officer in Cody because he needs help getting onto the boat to see if Bailey is in there, because she's smaller than he is, and there was no other way to get in there other than lifting her up into the boat. So
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. Ouch. But I like the fact that we're getting to see just like how connected the world is.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know that this shows up enough in books, that you're somewhere and you run across something that connects you to something else and you're like, wait a minute, what? But how is this connected? But it is. That just happened to my daughter's friend was in Ireland talking to an American in Ireland who happens to go to church where my narrator goes and where the owner of the bookstore, the book that I just released, goes. What are the odds?
Right? And I think, honestly, when you put that in fiction, people are like, well, that doesn't happen. Well, it does happen.
Right? Oh, it happens all the stinking time.
Right?
Well, and wow.
I honestly think of Wayside as a real place because I have to. If I don't think of it as a real place with a real map and real locations and real people, then I start to forget who people are. So I know this is weird, but to me, it's real.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it does happen every once, and it happens not just to me when I'm thinking myself, but when I'm talking to people, they have to ask me, okay, so is this a real person or a book person? Because I talk about them like they're real.
Right?
I'm so glad it's not just me. I'm
No.
sorry that you were afflicted, but I'm so glad it's not just me.
I don't know any other way around the problem, honestly.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. Oh boy, oh boy. Okay, so for readers who haven't read anything yet,
Mm-hmm.
should they read the other series first?
So,
Not do they need to, but
no,
should they?
if they want Ferd's whole story, if they want to understand, yes. They should at the very least read Operation Wayside. At the very least.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It's almost a prequel to the Wayside Files.
But it's not a big deal if they start with Operation Wayside, read that and this one, and then go back and read the Wayside series.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's just the more you read in the world, of course, the more fulfilling each story is going to be because you'll
Right.
understand each one better. I mean, if a person could pick up Ferd's story first and they would read it just fine. But if they want her past, which I think is kind of important, they might want to start with Operation Wayside.
Well, and sometimes it's fun. Like my brain was going to Operation Wayside too, so I'm feeling smart. All right, I gotta enjoy that when it happens because it doesn't happen often enough. But anyway, so that's where I was thinking. But some of the fun things about like if you start with Operation Wayside, then you read Beneath Still Waters, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go back and read this other book. Yes, you might have had all of that information from the first books. How many are there? 5?
Oh, there are 7.
7. Okay. Thank you for doing odd numbers. Anyway, so there's, and then you go back and read the other 7. It's not like you're going to be going, oh, now I get it, in the sense that I didn't understand or didn't know that I didn't understand. And now things that were unclear are clear. That's not going to happen. But what is going to happen is things are going to be richer.
Yes.
From the later book. You're going to go, oh, wow, that's an even bigger punch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so much fun, but it is also fun to just start at the beginning and plow through the rest. So it depends on if you're a binge reader or not. If you're a binge reader and you want to start at the beginning, great, start at the beginning. But if you're a binge reader and you want to start with Operation Wayside and then go back and, read Beneath Still Waters and then go back and start, it's going to be so close to when you read everything that it's going to be really alive for you. Yeah. And I think that is super cool.
I do too. And I try very hard to make both Wayside and Piper's Ridge feel like genuine places you could visit.
You're really good at making places feel like characters instead of just places.
Well, thank you.
I would say that is one of your very strongest things. Like the Terry Blake series with Rose Cottage. I feel like I could go visit that place and I would recognize the houses and all the things, that don't exist and aren't even there. That doesn't, yeah.
That was
cool. Okay, so readers get done. Maybe they've read all that other series and they're going to get done reading this and they're going to be drumming their fingers for a few days, trying to, what am I going to do until the second book comes out? Where would you send them? Would you send them to like your Love Inspired, or would you send them to some other series? What would you send them to?
Well, it kind of depends on how much romance they want. If they're looking to binge another series, I've got the Northern Guardian series. Those are about the same length as Beneath Still Waters. They're about 50,000 words, so they're roughly love-inspired suspense length. So if the shorter book appeals, then that would be a great series to go to. That is also actually connected to Wayside. Those characters are mentioned in the Wayside Ranch series because, we've got to interconnect everything.
Yes. See, I knew I loved you.
It has to, because, then you've created this world. You've built this world. Why would you waste all that work?
Yes. Yes, thank you so very much. I love it. I love it. I love it. Ah, okay, and then you have a giveaway for us.
I do. I have a copy of Beneath Still Waters that is signed and ready to send to somebody here in the U.S. And you'll have to remind me how they're going to sign up for that because you set that up. I don't know about that.
Okay. It's going to be really easy, guys. It's going to say click here to enter. You click here, the big bold here. It's going to take you to a Google form. It's going to ask you for your name, your email address, and a physical US address. It does not have to be your physical US address. If you're out of the country, while we can only ship to the US because shipping is obscene right now in the US, it doesn't matter if you have a friend or if you have someone who might be coming to visit you or whatever, send it to them. At least somebody you have a chance to enter. You never know. They might be willing to spend the $40 it'll cost to ship it to you. Sorry, it's a really expensive to ship a book right now. But and it'll ask you if you would like to be added to Kari's newsletter. That is not required. Neither is a purchase required. All you got to do is we need your name and address so she can well, actually, we need your name, email address, and address so she can send it. That way, if for some reason there's a typo in your address and the shipping isn't letting it happen, she can email you and get it corrected. Those are the only reasons we need those three. Just saying. And then obviously, if you want to be on the newsletter, she's going to need your email for that. So that's it. That's all you got to do.
Awesome.
Well, Kari, this has been fun. I'm kind of melting, so I would like to say thank you for coming and chatting, and I hope you will come and tell us about books 2 and 3, like maybe when 3 is almost done or about done or just about to release or something like that, so we can know what happens with those.
I would love that. I will definitely be in contact.
Makes me so happy. I'm so happy. So, Kari, thanks. It's always good to talk to you. Guys, if you haven't read her books, you need to read her books. I'm just saying. A Secret Beach Boyfriend was one of my favorites. I'm so sad that they can't get it because you did such amazing things with OCD in that book. Can I just say?
I am working on a rewrite on that book. I'm not sure when it will come because I'm kind of focused on mystery and suspense right now, but it is coming in the future.
So glad. Because it was just, it's one of those things where normally picking up a book with that title wouldn't have been my first choice, but it was Kari, so I read it, and oh my word, did that book have depth. It was amazing. So just saying, she writes a lot, and she writes a lot of great stuff, and you don't want to miss any of it. So just putting that out there. Meanwhile, guys, I'm going to say have a good day. Go read one of these good books. You've got 9 to choose from just in this little part of the world, but there's a bigger world that there's even more to choose from. So, I mean, you've got lots to go for. And I'll chat with you guys next time. Bye-bye.